But a statewide stay-at-home order and the restriction and closings of many businesses for nearly 2 months are hitting city budgets pretty hard. Sales tax collections are expected to drop significantly, and that means less money coming into city accounts. Quentin Smith speaks with area mayors about how they plan to absorb this blow.
Louisville city leaders say 2020 was getting off to a great start. Through February, sales tax collections were sitting at $134,000. But then came COVID-19. Mayor Will Hill says he now expects that number to take a dip.
I go back and forth. There are moments that I would say we're probably subject to a 15-20% decrease in our sales tax revenue, which is a substantial part of our annual revenue. And I'm just pulling that number based on just looking at where we've been and what our trends have been and if they don't continue.
The sales tax makes up roughly 45% of the city's annual revenue. And with a much anticipated setback coming, Mayor Hill says they're having to operate on a tighter budget.
We're going to be, again, operating as efficiently as we can, managing all of our expenses. There may be things that we've needed to do that we may have to put on the back burner, but we need to plan, and we need to plan appropriately. We don't, just because it's budgeted doesn't mean we're going to be able to spend it in this year. We'll need patience from everyone as we look towards long-term projects and spending.
And it's a similar story up the road in Starkville.
We took what we anticipated and what the Department of Revenue had said was going to be the expected shortfall in sales tax, and we applied that to us. And so I think at a minimum, we're looking at a $1.3 million revenue loss. It could quite conceivably go higher than that.
To help absorb the blow, Mayor Lynn Spruill says they were forced to furlough employees and cut the salaries of all department heads and city officials, including her own, by 20%. Spruill says this is all in an effort to help them make up for the lost revenue they're anticipating.
As soon as we get the numbers in from the March numbers, then we'll have a better idea of how adequate that response was, or if we have to do more and seek more in terms of cuts. So we are kind of waiting on pins and needles to see what that number is going to look like.
Not as bad as expected. Now, the Department of Revenue is expected to release sales tax collections for the month of March by the end of the week. Those will be the first numbers showing the direct impact on sales tax due to COVID-19.